Hi everyone, I'm Lunda Monti. With me is Philip Munoz and Caitlin Little, and we are here to examine popular cartoon characters and answer the question, why they built like that? So let's get into this presentation. Before we actually go into the specific animals, I want to go over a big scary word, and that is anthropomorphism. This is used all the time in cartoons, and it's essentially making things that are not human seem more human, and that will basically make it easier for people to connect to these non-human characters. Unfortunately, this will give you an inaccurate depiction of animals. The most popular and common use of anthropomorphism is making quadrupedal animals bipedal, which is a factor in all three of the animals we will show. So Philip will give you a better explanation of what this looks like.
Hi everyone, so before we get into our characters, let's talk about the two kinds of ways organisms can walk. We have bipedal and quadrupedal walking, as Lauren said. Quadrupedal walking is what we see in our animals, and this is just walking on all four legs. Bipedal walking is what we humans do. This is possible because we evolved bones in our spine, pelvic, and legs that are stronger, and they support the top halves of our bodies so we don't fall over as we're walking. Back to Lauren.
So now we're going to play a game, and this is how we're going to introduce the characters that we will all be talking about. So if you please guess the first character. Please pause the video to guess. Look at you, you're so smart. Yes, of course, that's Arthur the Aardvark. And now for the next character, please pause the video. Yes, Sonic the Hedgehog. Genius, I know. And for the last character, please pause. Perry the Platypus, aka Agent P. So now Philip will talk to you about Arthur the Aardvark.
Hi, so as Lauren said, our first character is Arthur, and he is an aardvark. Now, many people confuse him for being a bear, but he's actually an aardvark. Now then, this is what the real aardvark looks like, everyone. Pretty crazy because they look nothing like the character. They're actually in the family Oraciteropodidae, which stands alone in the order Tuberteridentida, making their closest living relative the elephant. They separated from the elephant family 80 million years ago. The aardvarks are from South Africa. They are nocturnal, and they dig burrows where they live in. During the day, they sleep. They are called earth pigs by the natives. Now, real quick, can you all tell me 2 to 3 things you see wrong between the character and the real aardvark? Pause the video. All right, now we're going to go over some of these statements that y'all made. First, as you can all see, they are quadrupedal. Many of the characters we see in cartoons will be portrayed as bipedal, and it is wrong, as we will see for all of our characters. Their noses is second. It's all wrong. They use their strong noses to find ants and termites, and as you all can see, it looks very similar to their relatives, the elephants. Next is their ears. They have very large ears as it gets very warm where they live, and their large ears help them dispense body heat and cool down. Last is their tails. Their tails offer them support. The tail is filled with many muscles, and as they dig, it allows them to balance on their hind limbs and gives their front limbs total freedom while they're digging. Now, on to Caitlin.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be going over Sonic the Hedgehog. So Sonic the Hedgehog was originated in 1991. Sonic the Hedgehog is mostly known for the video game series and is also part of numerous spin-offs such as comics, animations, and other media platforms. You guys will mostly know him for his movie that is out right now, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Right here to the left, we have Sonic the Hedgehog in real life, and then we have a real-life hedgehog. The oldest known ancestor of a modern-day hedgehog is a little Lesty. It lived about 65.5 to 56 million years ago. Can anyone please tell me maybe 3 physical differences you see between Sonic and this hedgehog? Please pause now. Great, moving on. So today I'd like to point out 5 differences between Sonic the Hedgehog and the hedgehog. The first difference and the main difference for Sonic the Hedgehog is his speed. Sonic the Hedgehog can reach the highest speed of 767 miles per hour. That's as fast as most planes and sometimes faster. Next would be the type of movement. Sonic the Hedgehog is portrayed as a bipedal organism, as we have discussed, but is actually supposed to be a quadrupedal as a hedgehog. Next would be the habitat. Sonic the Hedgehog lives most of his time on a planet called Freedom, a parallel universe of Earth. But in his cartoon version, however, he lives on Earth as a normal human. Hedgehogs, however, live in a heavily dense vegetation woodland, shrubby, grassy area, which gives them the name hedge. The next difference would be color. As you can see, Sonic the Hedgehog is a dark blue, but in real life, hedgehogs are different shades of browns and sometimes can be white. Lastly would be accessories. Although these accessories on Sonic the Hedgehog may be stylish, the gloves and the shoes, and appealing to the human eye, hedgehogs do not need these to survive. On to Lauren.
So, yes, I'm here to talk to you about everyone's semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal. This is Perry the platypus. Okay, so here are some basic characteristics of both Perry the platypus and your average ordinary platypus. But first, I want to tell you that your average ordinary platypus is typically found in freshwater rivers and lakes in Australia. The platypus is actually one of the earliest break-off points from the class Mammalia. They are in a special category called monotremes, which also only include the echidnas, so just a platypus and echidna. So one of the more glaring differences, at least for me, is color. Perry is green, while your average ordinary platypus is brown. Perry is also a smooth boy. He has no visible fur, while your platypus does have visible fur. Perry the platypus also has no nostrils, but does have a bill, whereas an ordinary platypus will have a bill with visible nostrils. Both, gladly, have a beaver tail, so that's fun. Perry the platypus has both hands and webbed feet, whereas your ordinary platypus will only have webbed feet. And Perry the platypus wears a hat, which, as Caitlin said, these cartoon characters are stylish, but your ordinary platypus does not need to wear a hat. Perry the platypus is also sometimes bipedal, as were all of the other characters we've mentioned, but your ordinary platypus is typically quadrupedal. And now I want to focus on hands. So, as mentioned before, Perry the platypus has 2 hands, which might be excellent for fighting Dr. Doof, great for throwing punches and hitting the self-destruct button on the Enators, but your average ordinary platypus has no hands, only webbed feet, which are better for maneuvering in aquatic environments. Your average ordinary platypus also does not need to fight mad scientists. And now for nostrils. How does Perry breathe? Perry has no nostrils. This is important for your ordinary platypus, which breathes air through their nostrils, except for when they're underwater. They do not breathe underwater. Their nostrils stay watertight, while underwater. And now some fun facts about a platypus. In their bill, they have electroreceptors, which are specialized nerve endings that detect the electrical signal of the movement of prey, similar to what is found in fish, and you might have heard sharks. And the platypus is venomous. They have venomous spurs in their back heel of all places, and they're described as extremely painful, but not lethal to humans. but you might want to keep your dog or cat away from a platypus. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Please have a good day.